Hello everyone, this is Kausik Dasgupta, Senior Director of Engineering at BMC Software, responsible for cloud content creation. Today I would like to demonstrate to you how BMC's Cloud Lifecycle Management solution can be used to provision services and application on Savvis Cloud. What I would like to do is log in as an end user. This particular end user is a technical end user. Once you log into the BMC Cloud Lifecycle Management, you get launched into My Cloud Services portal. The portal has 4 segments. On the left is the overview segment that contains a summary of all the services you own. How many are running, how many being provisioned, how many requests are open, etc. On the right hand side is the detailed pane for the service that is highlighted in the middle, and the segment in the middle contains all the services you own, and the section in the bottom shows you all the pending activities for you. So to request a new service, you click on the new service request, and you can, since this is a pretty technical user, you can, the cloud admin can decide to expose these offerings to be provisioned on Savvis Cloud in one of 2 ways. One, pretty directly, saying, for example, the Oracle 10G on Savvis, that's pretty much telling you that, hey, once you request this service, it will be provisioned on Savvis Cloud. The other way can be by use of service levels. So, for example, you can say, hey, if it is a sandbox, it will be provisioned on Amazon EC2, whereas if it is for development or testing, it will be provisioned on Savvis Cloud. And if it is for production, then it will be provisioned on a private cloud. So once you click on that service offering, you'll see on the left hand side all the options available for that service. For example, would you like to take backup? How frequently you'd like to take the backup, and as you can see, there are prices associated with it. Do you want this service to be compliant? For example, PCI, SOX, or HIPAA. Do you want this service to be monitored? And finally, the service levels that, do you want is this for sandbox, dev test, or for production? In this case, we are gonna select dev test because that's what can provision on Savvis Cloud. On the right hand side, as you can see, it shows all the prices involved in terms of what selection you have made and what all options you have picked. So we have 3 tiers of pricing like the cell phone. So you have a one-time fulfillment fee followed by a monthly fee for your base offering, and then a monthly fee for all the options you have selected. Once you are done with this screen, when you hit next, this is where you provide some of the information in terms of who you are, when you want this service to be provisioned, what kind of prefix you want, what is the username, password. Let me enter those real quick. BMC. Let's say I need this one for tomorrow, and decommission date, say on 30th. Let me enter an user ID and password for this. One more time. Hit next. And this is where you're gonna see a summary of all the requests you have made. And once you hit submit on that screen, what it does is it opens a change ticket. And based on how the cloud admin has configured this particular offering, it can be auto-approved or pre-approved, or it might go to IT and business unit approval. And once the change request is approved, the whole provisioning of this service request will happen completely automated, fully zero touch. All right, let me now demonstrate to you how it is going to look like if I select the Oracle 11G on Savvis. Let me point out that this particular offering will be fulfilled by using Savvis's custom template feature. So the image with Oracle 10G install has been uploaded into the Savvis website, and now CLM will use that particular template to fulfill this service offering. So in the request screen, very much similar to the previous one, on the left-hand side you see all the options. By the way, these options are fully data-driven. Cloud admin can very easily add or modify these options and associate with different service offerings the cloud admin has. Once you hit next, you again, like the previous one, you provide some basic informations like the name prefix, when you want this service, when you want it to be decommissioned. In this case, I'm going to leave it blank. I do not want this to be automatically decommissioned. Enter the administrator user ID and password, and once you hit next, you see the summary screen. And once you submit it, it goes through the change approval process as configured by the cloud admin, and then it will be provisioned, fully automated, zero touch. All right, let me now take you to the cloud admin side of the world. And before we go there, let me introduce some of the cloud lifecycle management architectural constructs and how it maps to Savvis's architectural constructs. So in the cloud lifecycle management world, we have different locations. Within each location, you have physical pods, which consists of compute, network, and storage. And we create network containers per tenant to provide network isolation. And within each network container, you have multiple zones, and you have multiple networks inside each network zone. To map it to the Savvis world, what we have done, since we do not have access to your physical pods, we have mapped your Savvis's location to our pods. We have mapped our network container blueprints to different types of offerings you have, namely Balanced, Essential, and Premier. And the different tiers you have within your Premier offering is mapped to CLM's zone. Now I have logged into BMC Cloud Lifecycle Management as admin. The first thing you see is a dashboard of how your cloud is running, who are the most active tenants, what are the most requested service offerings, when certain compute containers will be available. And this dashboard is customizable, so you can add your own graphs to this dashboard. Now let me take you to the resource management workspace, where you'll see some of the mappings between CLM and Savvis constructs. So CLM location is mapped to Savvis location, and once you double click on that, you see the pods are mapped to Savvis's different locations, namely Asia, EMEA, US East, and US West. When I click on EMEA, it shows the network container that has been created within this particular pod. And for example, the bronze container that got created is mapped to an essential offering of Savvis. Here we go. So it shows that this particular bronze container for a particular tenant got created in the EMEA pod with network container blueprint essential. Let me finish the demonstration by quickly introducing you to the concept of service blueprints in Cloud Lifecycle Management. The service blueprint has fundamental two components. So one is the functional part of the blueprint, and the other part is the deployment model associated with the blueprint. The functional part is basically the app architect's view of the world. For example, hey, the LAMP stack is a 3-tier application, web, app, and database, all running on Windows. The database is MySQL, and the web tier is Apache web servers and things like that. And then the admin decides what it would mean to have a large deployment of this particular functional component. So for example, in this large deployment, all the 3 components are going into 3 different VMs. You can even have multiple web servers associated with the front end and going behind a load balancer. But in case of a small deployment, maybe all 3 functional components are going into one single VM. Once you have defined the blueprint, you go to the service catalog to create a service catalog entry associated with the blueprint and publish it to the end user. Let us inspect the one we have used earlier, which is the multi-tier LAMP stack. So let me hit edit for that particular catalog offering and see what's inside it. As you can see that this offering is mapped to the LAMP blueprint which we saw a few seconds back, and to the large deployment model. It is the monthly fee for this base offering is $500 US. The options associated with these offerings are, for example, in this case, backup, compliance and monitoring, and service levels. Once this is saved, and you can use Remedy's multi-tenancy to allow certain set of users to see this particular catalog entry. And once that's done, end users then can log in and see this as a standard offering in the catalog and start requesting it. This concludes today's demonstration. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. Thank you very much for your time. Bye-bye.